Hey you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live once again from the South, more specifically Bostic, North Carolina. And today we're going to talk about one of the most important and famous Americans of all time. It is said to have been born here in Bostic, North Carolina. Now this is the story of sex, politics, and lies. This American, alleged to have been born in Bostic, is none other than Abraham Lincoln. This building is what is known as the Bostic Lincoln Center. It is an institute dedicated solely to promoting the idea that Lincoln was born here in North Carolina. Now the story begins with Lincoln's mother, Nancy Hanks, who, for the record, is a distant relative of Tom Hanks, portrayer of Forrest Gump. Now, Nancy Hanks was very poor. It's documented that, she did not have a father. Hanks was her mother's name, very poor. She served as a maid. She worked for a man with a large number of children. His name was Abraham Enlow. And it is said that during her service with the Enlow family that she got a little bit pregnant with Abraham Enlow's baby. Now his wife, not thrilled about this. So he contacts a friend of his, a Thomas Lincoln. Well, first off, before they contact Thomas Lincoln, they send her off to this cabin out here in Bostic. It's actually, the foundation's still in the woods here. I asked the lady inside if we could go see it. She said that it's on private property. They're not doing tours right now because it's all overgrown. All it is a foundation of a house. I don't know, maybe they're concerned that some of the neo-Confederates are in this area may go out there and pee on the foundation, but that's off limits at the moment, so I can't show you that. But anyway, little Nancy Hanks sent off to this cabin where she gave birth to little Abraham, named after his biological father, Abraham Enlow. Now, Abraham Enlow had a friend from Kentucky, a Thomas Lincoln. He ships off Nancy, little Abraham, off to Thomas Lincoln. Little Abraham takes the name of his adopted father and becomes Abraham Lincoln. Now, I was skeptical at first when I heard this. Seems a little odd. This fact is actually, it's regarded as fact here in this town. The lady inside was telling me she went to elementary school and her teacher told her that Lincoln was born here. There was no controversy taught. Lincoln born here. Now, there's actually some pretty good evidence to say that there may be something behind this. If you take a look, and I'll throw a picture up here, there is a Wesley Enlow. This is the son of Abraham Enlow. He is, as you can see, he is a very skinny, gaunt individual, almost bears a striking resemblance to one Abraham Lincoln. There's actually a movement. I just signed the petition in here to have DNA testing done to prove or disprove that Lincoln was born here in Bostic. The skull fragments of Abraham Lincoln are actually at the National Museum of Health and Medicine, which I've actually seen, and I'll throw a picture of that up here. But, and the last surviving member of the Lincoln clan, Ernest Lincoln III, who is a descendant of Thomas Lincoln, has agreed to have his DNA tested against these fragments. Also, there's an Enlow willing to give his DNA. So all it would take, a quick DNA test, figure out, is he related to Ernest Lincoln? Is he related to the Enlows? And we could end this controversy once and for all. Now this also raises a very interesting question, because if Lincoln was born here in Bostic, that would mean that Abraham Lincoln is a Southerner. A Southerner. This is enough to make people turn in their graves. Makes you wonder, maybe Lincoln was so concerned about preserving the Union because he loved the South too much. He didn't want to give it up. He didn't want to give up his homeland. He didn't want his homeland to become a separate country from where he lived. You know, he just loved it too much to let it go.